NickWithTinyWoodStove.com, and we're going to be doing a stove unboxing. This is our Dwarf Model M, also known as the Dwarf 4 kilowatt, and this will be the same for the Model S, or the 3 kilowatt. The 5 kilowatt is a little bit different. We separate out the parts for a lighter shipment. You're going to need a wrench, 10 millimeter wrench or a crescent wrench, a screwdriver, and some scissors to cut off the straps. Okay, first step is to cut these open. Machete, hatchet, chainsaw, whatever you like. Next step is to pop off these screws on the little tab. A drill would be quicker, but a screwdriver does fine. Okay, next we just pop off this crate. And then we want to cut these tabs off. And you're going to pull off the plastic. And at this point, the stove is still bolted to the bottom of the crate. So inside we got a fire mitt. That's your primary and secondary air valves, your legs, your flue flange, tool, little brush. And inside you have the fire bricks installed, the grate, the coal bar, and the baffle. Okay, now we're going to tip the stove back. So you just pop off the nut and the washer. Okay, next step is we're just going to remove these little studs. That's what attached it to the bottom base. And then we need to install the legs, the valves, and the flue flange. Okay, so we have two sets of hardware. We have short little screws and longer screws. The springs get paired up with the longer screws, and then the short ones go in the front. And these are threaded. Okay, so you don't want to cinch this down where it's super hard to move that. You want to have it so that you can still move it fairly. You don't want it too loose, but you still want to be able to open that. And then once you get that set, you're going to open the door, remove the ash pan, and then just cinch that down with a nut on the inside to lock it down. Spring washer. Then that gets in there. And then again, we'll lock these bottom ones down. So next up, we're going to bolt on our legs to the bottom. So each one of these will receive a washer. And then you have a mounting hole, two mounting holes. Okay, with both sets of hardware in each one just kind of finger tight, you can, because there's a little bit of play in there, so you can kind of get it lined up just how you want, and then cinch it down. Okay, now we're ready to stand this up. And then we're going to install the flue flange. If you want to use the whole top surface of your stove and you have the space for your installation to have additional clearances from the pipe from the back, then it's nice to have the whole top of the surface usable for, you put a frying pan on there or a Dutch oven or something. If you have less space, then you'll want to come out the top because it makes for a much tighter installation. We are going to put the flue flange on the top. So we'll need to take out the baffle and remove this cover plate. Okay, so removing the baffle, you're going to reach up and you're going to lift up and then bring forward, and then it slides it down. Slide that out. Up, forward, past the manifold, and then swing it down. Okay, so basically we're just going to put the hardware that comes with the flange in the top there, and use the nuts and the washers on the bottom side and cinch it down. Now we're going to do the same with the cover plate. And then we're going to put the baffle back in at an angle. We're going to lift it all the way up, bring it forward, and then set it on the back rear air plate. So it's up, forward, set it on the back. So another feature that we added to all of our stoves is some mounting holes on the outside body There's 4 on each side and then 2 on the back, and that allows you to mount on a heat shield, an optional heat shield. So for example, if you don't want to mess up the aesthetic of the surrounding wall, like in our fifth wheel, my wife wanted some shiplap installed, and she didn't want heat shield over that shiplap, so we are using a heat shield on the stove instead of having that heat shield on the wall. So a couple of accessories that come with the stove. You have your little mitt here, and this handle gets extremely hot when you're running the stove, so you want to make sure you use the mitt in opening it. So we do have available spring handles. It may come standard on the stove in the future, and then this could be an option. Right now this is an option. So and this works very well when the stove is blazing. You can grab this no problem, and it just bolts onto the door. We have our little tool, allows you to grab the ash pan out, and then you'll notice the back of the ash pan does not have a back on it, and that's so you can use it as a shovel for cleaning out the firebox, cleaning out the bottom, and then you can just go dump this out. That is unboxing your stove and how to assemble it. For more in-depth videos on how to install it in different applications, check out the video tab on our website for all kinds of videos. Thanks.